start walking line. We meet in the middle, meet that old Georgia line. We gain a lot of ground, 'cause we both give a little. Ain't no love too long. We need in the middle.
In my dreams I always see you soaring above the sky. In my heart there'll always be a place for you for all my life. I'll keep a part of you with me, and everywhere I am there you'll
I'm Aaron's brother, little bro. Yeah, you're definitely the big bro in both the older sense, and you're about 6 inches taller than me sense. So yeah, I've been waiting for this moment for a long time, for basically one big reason.
Payback.
Exactly. Revenge. Right? So this is the time of the show where the best man, who happens to be the little bro, who happens to have a lot of dirt to dish, gets up and talks about embarrassing things, and I was all excited, right? And this is gonna be a good time. Been waiting for this. And then about 3 years ago, right? 3 years ago, Aaron was the best man at my wedding, and he stood up for the best man speech. And instead of dishing out all the dirt that he had on me, said such beautiful things that I thought he was talking about somebody else. Pretty sure he was. Yeah. So then I had to tone it down a little bit, but don't worry, we'll still get into a little bit of the embarrassing stuff, right? Is that okay?
Sure.
I was asking him before, I said, how deep do you want to go? And he said, well, the nice thing about this is if you start out with the lowest reputation possible to start the marriage, you can only go up from there. I'm like, that's a good way to look at it. I'll try to help you out, all right? There we go. So I'm going to set the bar low, and then he's going to exceed all of your expectations and mine, as he already has, right? There we go. Cool. All right, so as the brother, the first thing that, the thought that goes through your head when you find out that your brother, your older brother, is dating a beautiful woman like Leah, you have to think, what is she seeing here? Right? That's like the first thought that goes through your head. You know, I heard, oh, he's dating this gal named Leah, whatever. A couple months go by, and I finally meet her, and I'm like, okay, so why is she dating my brother? I don't really know. All right? And generally in a speech like this, I'm supposed to talk about how they met and, you know, all that type of thing. Truth is, I don't really know. My dad kind of alluded, I don't think any of us really know, because they're a secretive bunch, all right? They got engaged, what was it, July? I didn't find out till September. I'm the best man, right? I didn't find out till September. They're a secretive bunch. So I can't really give you a lot of details. You can ask them. They may or may not remember how they started dating, whatever. What I can talk about a little bit is about my brother. And
before me?
See, they actually did. They told me, and then they told our parents. So, whatever. Does things in his own way. Pretty great. You know, when I was thinking about that question, though, what does she see in Aaron? I had to start walking through it a little bit. And the first thing was, maybe it's the fact that he's such a snappy dresser. Now, he's already left. I didn't even get to my joke yet. Man, all right? Maybe he's just such a snappy dresser. And then I thought, no, it really couldn't be that, all right? Because for a guy that had, you know, he had to wear a tie for one of his jobs that he was working at the time. And for a guy that had to wear a tie at work every day, you'd think he'd have more than one tie. Nope. One tie, black tie, right? You can't go wrong, right? So I'm like, all right. And then beyond that, all right, I remember just growing up, Aaron was a total athlete, right? Amazing runner, inspired me. But when you want to picture in your head, like, you know, the Under Armour model and all that, just streaking down the road, no, Aaron's running attire, you knew I was going to go here, was a green sweatshirt, cotton sweatshirt, and cami pants that he got from my dad when he retired from the Marine Corps, like camouflage long pants. 90-degree summer heat like that out there, and he's running in camouflage pants, green sweatshirt every day. How many sets did you even have in that outfit? Was it just one? Because that was nasty. No comment. All right, next up. Right? And then I was like, maybe he just like went all out and he had her over and cooked her up an amazing dinner. Right? And it was gourmet. No, couldn't have done that. Because if you know my brother, his definition of gourmet is the right combination of, fat, carbohydrates, and protein to help build his body. But it has nothing to do with taste or presentation. You're talking tuna on top of peanut butter, on top of asparagus, a little cayenne pepper to flavor it all. That's his definition of gourmet. So I'm pretty sure it wasn't that, was it, Leah? No, it wasn't that. And then I'm like, all right, maybe he just totally wined her and dined her and just took her to a fancy restaurant since he can't cook. I look up to this man because he is a phenomenal money manager, but I'm pretty sure that wouldn't have been in the budget. No, it definitely wasn't that. So then I thought about, okay, what was it? If it wasn't being a snappy dresser and, cooking amazing meals and whining and dining, what attracted this beautiful woman to my older brother? And so I started kind of thinking through the things that I know to be true about my brother. And the more I thought about it, the more it kind of made sense. And you got yourself a good man. You do. And the first thing that I think sticks out about Aaron, are you crying already? You can't be doing that. I didn't even get to the good stuff. You're crying because I embarrassed you. The first thing that sticks about this man is his dedication. And when you talk about work ethic, he totally embodies that. Seriously. This man is a man that, in everything that he's done, going to school, being at work, my dad talked about him singing in the parking lot. He's excited to go to work. He's excited while he's there. He's cheerful. He always is just ready to put in 110% effort. To the point that he talks about studying for school, and I'm like, wait a minute, you're in the middle of summertime. Are you even in a semester? No, I'm getting ready for the fall. I'm like, who does that? This guy does that. He studies. He puts in 110%. It got him to the top of his class when he graduated from the tech the first time. He graduated top of his class in a field that, honestly, had a lot to do with, mechanical ability. And then that's kind of natural for a lot of people, and it's not natural for him, but he put in the work ethic, and it took him to the top of his class. And, going back to school right now, he's consistently up there because of that work ethic. And so that's something that he definitely embodies and that I respect about him. The next thing that really, really sticks out about him that I'm really, really proud to look up to is honestly just his love for the Lord. When they were talking to my dad about, how they want to do the ceremony, one of the things that they wanted was a clear gospel presentation. And one of the things that's been key to their whole relationship was studying the Bible together and growing closer to the Lord together. And I know that's really the third strand that's not easily broken. I know my aunt brought that up at my wedding and how important that is, and it's true when you look at this relationship, is that it's based around God. It's based around you guys always looking to Him first for every decision and, just staying in the Word and staying disciplined with that. The other thing that really kind of sticks out about Aaron as you get to know him is that he's super genuine. Aaron absolutely is not the person where you wonder if what you're seeing on the first time you meet him is the real him. It's absolutely the real him. And sometimes that comes off in crazy ways. And, wouldn't it surprise me if on one of your first dates he had taken off running after a deer going into the woods, right? Because he's not afraid of who he is. He's a super exuberant, loves to be chasing things in the woods, chasing stuff on the river like we did yesterday, getting bit up by mosquitoes, all kinds of fun stuff. But he's who he is. And the first time you meet him, that's going to be the same way he is 10 years down the road. And you can count on that. And you can count that he's always going to have your back. And you're never going to wonder, is what he's saying something that he's saying just because he wants to get you to do something, because he wants you to feel good? No, he's saying that because he appreciates that about you, or he's saying that because he knows you need to hear that. And he is genuine, and he speaks from the heart every time. And I think that's something that Leah can look forward to, is he isn't putting on an act, and it's not going to change, now that you're married. He doesn't have to try to impress you anymore. No, he's Aaron. If you liked what you've seen so far, this is who he's going to be. He's genuine. But I think the thing that, if I was in Leah's shoes, which would be really awkward, right? But I think the thing that, when I look at it and go, what did she see in him that, number one, must have impressed her was how much he loves his mom. I think that's really what must have won her over as she got to know our family, as she got to see how he interacted with his family, how much he loves his mom. And I remember growing up all the time that he would always be talking about and telling my mom, "You're the best mom in the world, you're the best mom in the world." It was almost a catchphrase, but it wasn't, because he meant it every single time. He'd come back from college, or he'd come back from working, and he'd always give her a big old hug, every time. And, it really just showed. And so I think, they always say, yeah, you wanna look for that in a guy if you're gonna get married, and if you're a woman, look for somebody that respects their mom, because you can count on the fact that the way they treat her is the way they're gonna treat you down the road. And I can say that from knowing Aaron all these years, from seeing the way that he's treated my mom for the 25 years that I've been alive, I know he's going to treat you just as well, probably better. And that's pretty impressive. So, Aaron, it's been an honor to be your best man, and I'm very, very excited to see where you two go. And I know that if you keep being who you are, you're going to take good care of Leah, and she's going to take good care of you. So, thank you guys.
I'm Leah's older sister, Nicole. And first of all, I'd like to start by thanking Leah and Aaron for asking me to be part of their big day. And I could stand up here and tell countless stories about Leah. And I don't know Aaron very well, but I could tell countless stories about all the times that Leah has been just beaming, talking about Aaron. I think that their love is pretty obvious. Their love doesn't need 1,000 stories. Doesn't need 1,000 words, it just radiates from you two. Leah, I'm so happy that you found the love of your life. May you two have a long and happy life together. Everyone, raise your glasses to the bride and groom.
Sure.